Right now, there is an invisible shield surrounding this entire planet. You cannot see it. You cannot touch it. You cannot feel it. But without it, you would be dead in days. It has protected every living thing on Earth for 4 billion years. And right now, scientists have confirmed, it is weakening. Not slowly. Not gradually. Faster than at any point in recorded human history. And if it ever disappears completely, what happens next, will make every other disaster video you've ever watched look like a children's story. First, what exactly is this invisible shield? Deep inside the Earth, thousands of kilometers below your feet, the core of this planet is spinning. Liquid iron and nickel, rotating at incredible speed, generating an enormous magnetic field that extends 65,000 kilometers into space. Scientists call it the magnetosphere. And it does one job, but that job is everything. It deflects the sun's solar wind. Every single second, the sun is firing 1 million tons of charged particles directly at Earth. Radiation. X-rays. High-energy particles. Enough to strip away Earth's atmosphere and cook every living thing on the surface. The magnetosphere catches all of it. Deflects it. Wraps it around the planet. Sends it harmlessly into space. You have never once in your life worried about solar radiation killing you. That is entirely because of the magnetic field. Now imagine it switches off. Most people assume, losing the magnetic field means more sunburn. Maybe some satellite problems. But scientists who have studied this say the reality is so much worse that most governments have quietly begun preparing for it right now. And the first thing that dies, is not what you expect at all. The moment the magnetic field disappears, the sun's solar wind hits Earth's atmosphere directly. Within hours, the upper atmosphere begins to erode. Ozone layer, gone within days. And without the ozone layer, ultraviolet radiation from the sun reaches the surface at full, unfiltered strength. UV levels become thousands of times higher than what humans can survive. Step outside without protection, and your skin begins burning in seconds. Your eyes start failing in minutes. Your DNA begins breaking apart within hours. But here is the part nobody talks about. You think you are safe inside. You think walls protect you. They don't. UV radiation at these levels penetrates glass. Penetrates thin walls. Penetrates most building materials within days of sustained exposure. And while UV is destroying everything above ground, something far more terrifying is happening in the sky. The solar wind doesn't just bring radiation. It brings something else, something that scientists discovered only recently, that would end human civilization not in years, not in months, but in a matter of days. Mars. Right now, Mars has no magnetic field. And look at what happened to it. 4 billion years ago, Mars had a thick atmosphere. Liquid oceans. Running rivers. Possibly even life. Then its magnetic field died. The solar wind spent the next billion years slowly stripping Mars of its entire atmosphere. Today, the atmospheric pressure on Mars is less than 1% of Earth's. Standing on Mars without a suit, your blood would literally boil. Not from heat, from the lack of pressure. Now, Earth's atmosphere is much thicker than Mars was. So the stripping process would take not billions of years, but scientists estimate, thousands of years to fully strip it. So we are safe, right? Wrong. Because the atmosphere doesn't need to be fully gone to kill everything on Earth. It just needs to thin enough, to let cosmic radiation through. And that happens within years, possibly even months, of magnetic field loss. Cosmic rays, high-energy particles from exploding stars across the entire galaxy, currently blocked by our magnetic field, begin penetrating Earth's surface. These rays don't just burn skin. They penetrate deep into human tissue. They shatter DNA at the cellular level. Within months of magnetic field loss, cancer rates across the planet would increase by thousands of percent. Every human being on Earth effectively living inside a microwave. But here is what truly terrifies scientists. We keep talking about this like it is hypothetical. Like it is something that might happen in the far distant future. But geologists have found proof, buried in ancient rocks, that Earth's magnetic field has already flipped hundreds of times in history. And the last time it happened, something very strange occurred to the species living on Earth. Scientists call it a geomagnetic reversal. The North Pole becomes the South Pole. The South Pole becomes the North. And during the flip, the magnetic field doesn't just move. It weakens. Almost to zero. For hundreds, possibly thousands of years, Earth sits almost completely unprotected. The last major reversal happened approximately 42,000 years ago. Scientists gave it a name, the Laschamps Event. And when they studied what happened on Earth during that time, they found something chilling. Cave art suddenly stopped in multiple regions. Entire species of large mammals went extinct. Early human populations dropped dramatically. The weakening magnetic field during the Laschamps event triggered climate shifts, radiation surges, and atmospheric changes that reshaped life on Earth. And here is the part that should keep you awake tonight. Earth's magnetic field is currently weakening at a rate 10 times faster than normal. The South Atlantic Anomaly, a growing weak spot in the magnetic field over South America and the Atlantic Ocean, is expanding every single year. Satellites passing through it already experience system failures and radiation damage. The International Space Station gives astronauts extra radiation warnings every time it passes through this zone. Scientists are not sure if this is the beginning of the next geomagnetic reversal. But they are not ruling it out. And here is the final fact that no one in mainstream media is talking about. If a geomagnetic reversal begins, we will have no warning. The process could start tomorrow. It could already be starting right now. There is no alarm system. No satellite that can predict it. No government plan that can stop it. The only thing standing between humanity and the full force of the universe, is a spinning liquid core deep inside a planet, that has been doing its job for 4 billion years, and has never once asked for our permission to stop. We live inside a magnetic bubble. A bubble so enormous, so powerful, so perfectly designed, that we have spent our entire existence completely unaware it even exists. Every breath you take. Every step you walk outside. Every moment you spend alive on this surface, is only possible because of an invisible force you have never once seen, never once felt, and never once thanked. The magnetic field doesn't just protect Earth. It is the reason Earth is Earth. If this video made you think differently about the ground beneath your feet, subscribe to Starlight Science right now.